Welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over how we use file storage services from within Inhouse Sign. So if you're familiar with e-signature platforms like DocuSign, PandaDoc, there's a multitude of them out there. You know that your documents live on their servers. So your DocuSign documents are on DocuSign servers and on and on and on. On this platform with Inhouse Sign, you have the ability to store all your documents in your file storage services. I'm currently in the Inhouse Cloud console. To get to file storage services, all I need to do is click on the file storage service menu and redirected to the tab or the page. I currently have one service, and this is an AWS S3 file storage service, and we're going to use this service with Inhouse Sign. So I currently have this S3 bucket open. I currently have two files in here. And what's going to happen is that after the demo, we will see more files as we use it within this video. All right, so to jump into Inhouse Sign, all you need to do is click on the Inhouse Sign menu item. So I'm here. As you can see, we have the multi-environment setup, and we have a bunch of documents in different environments. All right. So one thing you note real quick is that if you want to create a document, you see the option here of having your of configuring your file storage locations. So we have something called a draft file storage service, an attachment file storage service, and the final document file storage service. So the draft simply means just the raw document that the user is signing. The attachment file storage service, if you have an e-signature document that requires users to upload files, then those files will go to whatever file storage service is connected. As you can see, as I clicked on it, I only have one option because on my account, I only have one file storage service. And then the final document file storage service is where the final signed document is stored. So what happens is that if your documents are connected to your file storage services, Inhouz Cloud will, securely navigate and grab those documents from your file storage service. So, in the future, if you were to remove said file storage service, if you were to delete it from your account and you have a bunch of documents that have been stored in your file storage services, and you're trying to access those documents from the platform, just be aware that you're not going to be able to view those documents because you've disconnected the service. All right, so you're going to see this configuration a lot. In this case, when we create this new document, the files are going to be created based on the configurations that we've set here. Now, if we leave it empty, that just means that it's going to go into the default Inhouse Cloud servers. All right, so for this demo, we're going to focus on templates. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and create a template. I'm going to call this template sales proposal. All right, so right here, I have the option to create these templates from the start with a file storage service. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do instead is create a document, have the document be stored on the Inhouse Cloud servers, and then create new documents from that template and have those documents stored in our file storage service location. So I'm going to go ahead and select the file. I'm looking for a proposal. There we go. So we have that. I'm going to go ahead and create my template. Perfect. So we have our template. So we have two pages. It's a simple PDF. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to drag and drop the signature. Okay. I'm going to jump into the settings. I'm just going to create a role. call it boss, and this role signs. We're going to add that role. Then I'm going to jump over to the settings. So what we're going to do here is this. Before I do this, I'm just going to jump back into my sandbox and refresh it. And as you can see, we still have only two files. These were the original two at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to go here and say, well, I want the draft file storage service to be this S3 sandbox. And this means that every new document that is created, the pre-signed document, will be stored here. I'm going to go ahead and say that I want attachment files to be stored in our S3 sandbox file storage service. And I'm going to go ahead and say I want the final document stored there as well. Okay. And then let's, for fun, collect require attachments. And we are going to say we want to make this a required thing that we want users to do. And we are going to allow multiple files. And I'm just going to give a prompt that says upload random documents. Okay. And I think that is all for configuration. We're not going to do anything too extra. I'm going to save this, close this out, and come over here and select our boss. And then I'm going to save this document, and that's it. My template has been configured. So these files that are here could be stored in our file storage service if we created the templates with the draft set to a file storage location. But I just decided to, because I did not want to crowd my sandbox. So I just wanted to keep it very simple for now. But now we've configured it to where every new document that we create will have the files stored in our sandbox. So I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to go back to Inhouz Sign. Okay, I'm going to create a document. We're going to give this document a name, Sales Proposal 1. We're going to use a template. So even here we have the option to still override whatever we've configured in our template. So in our sales proposal template, we do have configuration for file storage locations, but even here we can override those selections. So if you have like specific scenarios where you want it to like break out of the configuration in your template, you have that option to do that as well. I'm going to change this to the development environments. I'm going to go to the recipients. I'm just going to select myself with a different email. We're not going to use any of the security configurations here. We're just going to go ahead and send this document. Perfect. So now if we go over to the development environment, we can see our sales proposal 1 document was sent. But more importantly, if we come over here to our sandbox, before I refresh, you can see 2 files. When I refresh the page, now you see 4 files because our document has 2 pages. So we see the 2 files. And if we view this document, these would be the 2 files, page 1 and page 2 of our PDF. These are, that is the sales proposal 1, right? So these are the 2 files. As you can see, it's today's date. And if we were to view them, you're going to see the files. All right. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to actually go ahead and sign this document. I'm going to open it up in a different tab and then pull it into the screen. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to pull this document back in the screen. So this is what the user is seeing. As you can see, this is a non-production file document. So you can see that it's a draft. I'm going to go ahead and sign. All right. Now, because of attachments were required, it's going to tell me to upload an attachment. And I'm going to go ahead and just pick a random document, the first one I see. So I've uploaded a document, just some random document that I saw. I just picked any one, and I'm going to go ahead and submit. Okay. So if I go back over here, I should see the document that I just added. So there will be that random document that I added. So that is now the third document that was added based on this transaction. And then eventually the signed documents will be created. So I already received the email that my signed document was ready. And I'm seeing the document over here. And if I refresh the page again, I should see that signed document. Okay, perfect. So it went ahead and deleted the draft documents because we no longer need the draft documents. So we just have the attached file and our final completed document. So if I were to click on the final document and open it, all right, as you can see, it's our signed document and the certificate of with the certificate of completions. So these document lives on your servers. So regardless of what happens in the future, if you were to leave Inhouz Cloud, you own these documents forever, um, and you own all your documents forever. All right. And if we go back to the platform and we refresh and go back to the development environment, we can see that our sales proposal one is complete. And if we view that document, there it is. It's the same one that we're seeing from our AWS S3, right? It's this same document. We're just viewing it from within the Inhouz Cloud platform. So here you have it. This is, one of the things that sets Inhouz Sign apart from other e-signature platforms. You have the ability to own all your files, own all your documents by simply connecting to your file storage services. Now, one last thing before we leave here. If you go to the company settings and go to your storage settings, you can set a default for your draft files, for your signed files, for the completed files. So this is, the draft files, attachments, and completed files. So you can set these defaults, right, in your accounts, and then you never have to, fiddle with it anywhere else. So you wouldn't have to, if you just wanted it to go to one place and only one place, then you could just set the defaults on your account, and that's it. You never have to revisit the topic again. Every single document that is created will, if nothing is specified in those documents, then they will fall back and then look for a file storage service here. And if there is nothing here, then it's going to then fall back finally to the Inhouz Cloud servers. All right, that's it for this video. It's been very informative. See you in the next one.